ZBC radio presenter Rutendo Makuti yesterday appeared in court on allegations of attempting to extort money from leader of Goodness and Mercy Ministries, Prophet T Freddy, by otherwise threatening to expose their love affair to the public. Makuti, known as Ruru on Radio Zimbabwe, appeared before Magistrate Mrs. Judith Teravinga charged with extortion. She was not asked to plead to the charges and was remanded to January 7 on $5,000 bail. She was represented by lawyer Mr. Tinish Mbala. State led by Mr. Anesu Chirange alleged that over the last year, Makuti and Freddy had a love affair, and while they were together, she allegedly started threatening him that if he did not meet her financial and material demands, she would expose the affair to the public. In August this year, Freddy was summoned by Chief Chikwaka to his homestead, but after he was tipped off that there might be some police officers who wanted to extort money from him, he then left without entering the chiefly homestead, the court heard. But as he was returning to Harare, he was said to have been stopped by police manning a roadblock along Mutoko Road just after the intersection near Chief Chikwaka's homestead, and allegedly the police said they had been instructed by Inspector Jaji and Chief Chikwaka not to allow him to pass through. After a few minutes, two men arrived at the roadblock and introduced themselves as Chief Chikwaka and Inspector Jaji and ordered Freddy to drive to his place, but he refused to comply, according to the state. It is alleged that Inspector Jaji forcefully entered Freddy's car and ordered him to drive to the chief's homestead, where he discovered some uniformed police officers seated in a hut with 6 assistants to the chief. The state alleged that Chief Chikwaka started accusing Freddy of raping Makuti and having sexual relations with her barely a year after the death of her husband, which was against their traditions. He allegedly told the clergyman to pay something for violating the traditions, but refused to deal with the rape allegations since the police had to handle criminal cases. It is said that Freddy felt that whatever was happening was illegal, but he was allegedly pressured to promise to pay US $15,000 and 3 goats and promised to return on a later date with the items. Allegations are that Chief Chikwaka made him sign an agreement, which was prepared by Inspector Jaji, and who promised to track him down in Harare if he failed to pay and pick him up during his church services. It is said that Chief Chikwaka told Freddy that if he failed to comply, he would leak a video of him he had recorded to the public. The court heard that when they returned to Harare, Makuti asked Freddy to give her the money since she was the one who was involved with him. She then allegedly threatened that if he failed to give her the money she would expose their love affair to the public through someone called Tatalicious. Out of fear and pressure, Freddy allegedly gave Makuti a Mercedes-Benz E250, and she allegedly warned him never to reveal the deal and made him sign an agreement, saying it was a way of settling their differences. After some days, Makuti allegedly started threatening Freddy, saying his secretary Nalan Mandauro had insulted her and she wanted US $20,000 as compensation, and told him that Ms. Mandauro could not represent his church on all the radio and television programs. On Thursday this week, Makuti's brother allegedly phoned Freddy that he had up to the end of the day to pay the US $20,000 and sign an acknowledgement that he had raped Makuti. It was at this stage that Freddy lodged a complaint with the police.